Aquarius, welcome to May 2017. Mercury moves direct on May 3rd. Yay! This is good news. Communication can get back on track. And the North Node enters Leo on May 10th. When the North Node is in Leo, the South Node is in Aquarius. And the eclipses are also in Aquarius and Leo. And so you're going to be having a lunar eclipse in August 7th. And then there'll be a total solar eclipse in Leo on August 21st. And so that brings the action to how you show up in the world, your self-image, the way the eclipses are running, as well as relationships. So there's a big theme going on with you this month, this year, and next year in the area of working with others, personal relationships, business partnerships, financial partnerships, romantic, people living together, partnerships, and so on. Now, the Scorpio full moon is on May 10th. As the node moves into Leo, a few hours later, we have the Scorpio full moon. And this full moon does bring healing and transformation. The moon is in Scorpio, the sun is in Taurus. Pluto, the ruler of the moon, the ruler of Scorpio, is in positive energy flow with the moon. It sextiles the moon and it trines the sun. Harmonious energy flow. So it's empowering you to heal, to transform. Neptune is also trining the moon and sextile Pluto. This can give you success in financial, in really tapping into your talents, your gifts, your abilities to be successful in the world. The full moon for you brings the action to what you do in the world, your destiny in the world, your profession in the world, achievement in the world. And so it's a good moon in that it doesn't have any challenging aspects to it. It's harmonious. One of the challenges for you is you are an air sign, and air rules the mind. And the air signs are intellectual, intelligent. You process through your intelligence, your intellect. Scorpio is a water sign. And so if you're feeling uncomfortable swimming in the water, it'll pass. Feeling who you are leads to self-knowledge. And it is about strengthening you. So it's a time where you can be working with your dreams, you can be working with your intuition, you can be working with creativity, spirituality, working behind the scenes, as well as being in the public. So both can be going on for you. Taurus rules your foundation, and the stronger the foundation, the more we can handle in the world, the more we can achieve our goals, stay focused on our achievement, and have the strength and power to do what we need to do and not get run over by the energy or the negativity that some folks are stirring up. So for you, it is about being empowered in your intentions, your goals, what you're going after in the world based on how strong your foundation is. Your foundation is your reserves, your emotional reserves, your financial reserves, your spiritual reserves, your physical reserves. How much energy do we have? How much time do we have? How much money do we have saved? Those are your reserves. Pluto is empowering you to strengthen your reserves here in May so that you can be all that you want to be in the world. I don't know why I'm thinking, you know, be all that you can be, like in the army or something. You know, is be all that you can be, and achieve career success, achieve career advancement. And you could with this energy, because you get one new moon in this area and one full moon. And this is a positive full moon for you, in that the ruler of the moon, the lord of the moon, is Pluto, and it's in harmony with the moon. And the way for you to be successful is to work on your foundation, work on doing what strengthens you, and then you can achieve more and accomplish more this month, this spring, fall, depending on where you are on the planet. The astrology works for everyone, no matter what season we're in, whether we're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. And now there's another story going on here that is about the energies on the planet right now. So yes, Pluto can empower you to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals in the world. Neptune is empowering you to heal yourself, heal you know, any habits that you might have that you want to overcome at this time. You know, shifting out of negative habits into better diet, better health, and so on. What else is going on? And it started in April. Well, it's been going on for a while, actually, because Jupiter has been squaring Pluto. Jupiter is in Libra, and Jupiter is squaring Pluto, the lord of death and hell. And Jupiter is in Libra, which is justice, fairness, equality, and they're battling it out. And at the Libra full moon, the moon on April 11th, the moon is here with Jupiter being opposed by the Sun in Aries, coupled with Uranus in Aries, all being T-squared by Pluto. Here in May, at the Scorpio full moon and the Gemini new moon on May 25th, Venus is now here in Aries. Pallas Athena, the goddess of wisdom, truth, and the supreme military leader, is exactly opposing Jupiter at the Scorpio full moon. She's at 14 degrees. And then at the Gemini new moon, she's at 19 degrees. And Venus has made it up to 19 degrees. And Pluto is at 19 degrees Capricorn, T-squaring all of them. And so what's happening is Earth is ascending. You are ascending. You are in fifth dimension. How do you know you're in fifth dimension? Because the old way isn't working anymore. If you find that the old way of doing things isn't working anymore for you, if you find that it's time to do things in a new way, that's because you're in the new energy. The light is oncoming, and the light that's engulfing the planet is the divine feminine energy. And the feminine energy is raising you up, and it's raising us all up. And this energy wants peace on the planet. War is not the answer. War is not a solution. And so there's this battle going on between the status quo and those that don't want to share power, those that are bent on death and destruction and hell, and human rights, environmental rights, people's rights, women's rights, animal rights, relationship rights are all being challenged here by Pluto, and Jupiter is exasperating things because Jupiter is squaring Pluto, which can make those that are barbaric and ruthless to act out in more insidious ways. And people are standing up and they're pushing against it, and I can understand that too. However, you know, is we want to be progressive in what we're doing and not just going into that negative energy and feeding the beast, so to speak, feeding feeding the negative energy. And so, so this is another story that's happening here, very strong in April, very strong in May, where we're seeing the energies battle it out. And, it's because the light is flushing out the darkness. This darkness has always been here. This barbaric behavior where, war is the answer. Let's shoot missiles at them. Let's engage and create conflict, stir conflict. It's the old energy, on the planet. And so the light is flushing it out so that it can be transmuted and cleared. And so while we're going through all of this, you want to navigate this energy. There's no going through it. You can't reason with crazy. You can't reason with those that are acting out verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, in negative ways. You want to go around the energy or go over the energy. Keep your energy high and positive, because there's also a lot of good things happening simultaneously with this energy. Saturn is trine Uranus, your ruling planets. Harmonious energy flow, exact May 19th through the 25th. Now this energy has been ongoing since December. And this is this wonderful manifestational energy where positive and remarkable things can be happening in your life. And it is about new doors opening, original ideas, new ways of doing things, new approaches that pay off. Great accomplishments can happen to you now. The old and the new are wed in a perfect synergy. Saturn represents the old, Uranus represents the new. When they couple together like this, when they trine like this, it is a synergy that leads to productive and favorable results in the long term, in the future, today, tomorrow, and well into the rest of your life. And that's where you want to be focused. You want to be focused on productivity, ingenuity, creativity, focusing on your goals, focusing on what's working in your life, and staying out of the fray, staying out of the toxic, negative individuals that are acting out in insidious ways, and being proactive and future focused. Now the sun enters Gemini on May 20th, and that's a new start in romance for you, creative self-expression, new love. It's a wonderful energy for you because it is your sister sign. It trines Aquarius, pouring positive energy flow into any planets you have in Aquarius, your sun in Aquarius, your moon in Aquarius, your rising Aquarius. And so this is a very uplifting energy for you. And, like the Scorpio full moon itself, there's no challenging aspects to the Gemini new moon. The moon is early at 5 degrees Gemini on May 25th. So the sun enters Gemini on May 25th, and the new moon is on May 20th. The sun enters Gemini, and then May 25th is the new moon. And for you, this is a very positive energy. Mars is in this area, so this is a great time for sports. It's a great time for having fun, adventure, romance, sex, and focusing on your creative self-expression, feeling more confident, right? You've moved out of the waters of Scorpio, and now you're in an area that you feel really strong. Gemini is also an air sign, and so you're feeling, clear and focused and really able to focus on creative projects, creative endeavors. Anything you're doing creative can go extremely well now. And like I said, this new moon is wonderful because there's no challenging aspects to it. As it separates off, it does have to confront Neptune However, it's also an harmonious energy flow with Jupiter as it moves forward, which means it's making a grand air trine in your chart. So as planets move through Gemini, they trine Jupiter in Libra and they trine Aquarius, grand air trine. So you could be having some amazing breakthroughs this month in your personal endeavors. You know, if you own your own business, if you're in school, if you're traveling, if you're teaching, if you're making new products, if you're podcasting, broadcasting, television, YouTube, you have your own website, anything that you're doing to promote your creative self-expression, promote your creativity, promote your products and services, that's where you want to be in May, going into June, is focused on your career advancement, your personal advancement, your business advancement, and staying out of the crazy that some folks, you know, are just stuck on. Now, at the Gemini full moon and that week of May 19th through the 25th, this is where Venus exactly T-squares Pluto. And so that's why I'm bringing up this energy, because it is ongoing and, you know, it's bringing to conscious awareness where there's an imbalance. And so one of the things that's also happening on the planet is there is an escalating blanket of dissatisfaction sweeping the planet. People are dissatisfied. They're feeling frustrated and blocked. And that's why we're going to be seeing a lot of protests. We're already seeing a lot of protests, even though the media here in the United States doesn't cover most of it. We don't get all of the real news that's going on. And so you don't always hear about all the protests, but there's a lot of people protesting now because they're dissatisfied with the status quo. They're dissatisfied with the 1% keeping all the resources to themselves. And they don't want war anymore. The majority of people do not want conflict resolved through war. It is a goddess energy that's enveloping the planet. And the goddess wants peace. We want to solve conflicts through communication, creating the win-win, cooperation, and compromise. And so that is requiring to honor all people and human rights and their political rights and their rights to having access to the resources and so on. And so this is escalating this energy. And it is essential. It's interesting for you, it's in the area of conscious awareness. The Aries rules communication for you, and your ruling planet is there, Uranus, and Pallas Athena is there. Mercury has left by the 25th because Mercury entered Taurus on the 16th. However, he was in that area, you know, the first half of the month. Jupiter is in the area of higher education, higher learning, spirituality, wisdom, truth, what you believe. Pluto is in the area of behind the scenes, your subconscious, and forming a powerful T-square to this energy. Now, for you, it doesn't challenge you. The Aries sextiles Aquarius, because Aries is a fire sign and it feeds the fire. And air feeds the fire and the fire feeds the air. And so for you, it lifts you up. And with Jupiter in the area of teaching and philosophy, you know, it could be that it is about you speaking your truth and bringing knowledge to the world. I mean, that is what Aquarius is, right? You know, is when you see the symbol of Aquarius and this water coming out, that water is knowledge. The age of Aquarius is dawning. And Earth has ascended into fifth dimension, and all of us have too. That's why people are dissatisfied. That's why people are we all need to do it in a new way. Whatever we do, we need to do it in a new way. I've been doing what I do for a really long time, and I keep changing it up. I keep doing things in a new way because the old ways aren't working anymore. That's how you know you're in higher dimension. And for you, it is about pouring that knowledge over the masses. And so, you know, I mean, each one of us needs to follow our own calling and do what's right for you. And when you do what's right for you, it's right for everyone else. However, this is the age of Aquarius, which makes you a major player because you've chosen this life to come in with some vibration of Aquarius, whether it's your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or you have a strong Aquarius energy in your chart. You chose to hold that vibration at this time, knowing that you would help us all get to higher dimension and bring peace to the planet. And that is what Aquarius represents, is peace and prosperity for everyone, not just the few, not just white people, but everyone. And so, you know, this is a time where the more you know yourself, the more you're going to be available to the world, right? So we have personal karma and then we have a dharma. So personal karma is where we have to take care of our own personal lives and our own personal relationships and so on. Dharma is where we are now available for world service, where we can make a difference on the planet. And that is however each person chooses. There's no one way to do it. It's unique to each individual as to how they fulfill their dharma, their purpose. And so this is a very interesting time, and these are very interesting energies that are playing out. For you, you know, for some of you, it could be that you're publishing more, or you're writing more, or you're out there more, teaching, communicating positive thoughts and ideas that help you and help the rest of us. And that is a wonderful way to use this energy. Mars will oppose Saturn on the 29th. And, you know, that can be, watch out for that day, because that can be a bit frustrating. Mars is the gas pedal, Saturn is the brakes. And so if you've got anything creative going on around the 28th, the 29th, or the 30th, and you hit a wall, or things just get frustrating, it'll pass. Saturn wants you to go over something. Saturn needs you to complete something or finish something. And Mars in Gemini is very good for you because it's in a fun part of your chart and it supports you. And so whatever you're doing, you're ready to go. And it is, you know, in the States, it's Memorial Day weekend. So maybe it's just the universe saying, take the weekend off, go to the beach, go do something fun, and then come back fresh June 1st. And, you know, give yourself some time here so that you are using this energy and listening to why your traditional ruler Saturn wants you to go back over a goal that you may have, or there could be like a power struggle going on with a friend or a child or a lover. And so it's a very fast moving transit, but it is, you know, very noticeable when it's happening because it's amazing how Saturn can just clamp down on Mars or any other planets and make you stop and have to, you know, fix something just when you thought it was all right. And then you find, no, you got to do this, or you're missing this, or this needs to be addressed. But it's always to protect you, right? When Saturn slows us down or stops us, it's because there's something we need to be doing. There's something that we haven't addressed that needs attention. And so with the Gemini new moon, right, this is a new start in love, romance, and creativity. So for those of you open for love, it's on. And you're going to notice that there's a new beginning here for you. And so it's a wonderful time for you to be dating or, you know, putting yourself out there if you're open and want to meet someone new, because Mars is in there all month, and then you get the Gemini new moon, on the 25th there. The sun enters on the 20th. So there's a big focus going on here for you in the area of love, romance, creative self-expression, sports, children. So you could be having a great time with your children. You could be having a great time in some sport that you belong to or love to do. It's a wonderful time to be dating and sex. It's a great time for sex. So it's good. It's fun. And it helps to like balance you, right? And keep you centered on what works for you and what's right for you, so that you can let go of, you know, any negativity that's stirring up, and, you know, and focus on what you want. And so watch out for being stubborn or not listening or being judgmental, because this energy, this Pluto, Jupiter, T-square here does bring that up. When Pluto and Jupiter square off like this, people can get really stubborn and judgmental and not listen and believe they're right, and, you know, and they're the only way to do it, and it's the only way to do it, and therefore, you know, now I can go be horrible and, you know, be abusive with everyone and destructive, right? And so, and part of that too is, you know, people, they may have a fear or a sense of threat or a need that's not being met. And so it's really important to make sure you're getting your needs met, so that you're not getting caught up in this energy that makes us feel like, well, I have a need, so therefore I can act out in extreme ways that are destructive and harmful to others because I have a need. And so, you know, just be aware that there are those, and notice in yourself if you start to feel that energy, right? Aquarius is about being open-minded to all walks of life, to all lifestyles, to all approaches to God, and so on. And it's not about being limited in any one perspective and then putting that on everyone else. And so you want to keep it clean, clear, and divine in your communications and dealings with others here in April and May and so on, because this energy is going to keep going. And there are going to be those that are really extreme, and then there's going to be those that are just acting out in negative ways because they don't know how to handle the goddess energy. They don't know how to handle the feminine energy. They don't know how to handle fifth dimension. And so you have a great opportunity here to navigate this energy, go around it, do what you love and value, do what works for you, and keep going. So for those of you coupled, this is a time to work on the relationship. The North Node is there now, and it is all about partnership and love and creative self-expression and being with the one you love, being with others you love, and focusing on building relationships, building partnerships. That's what you're here to do over this next couple of years, is make what changes you need to make so that you are really showing up in your relationships in the best possible way. Career looks excellent this month. So whatever you're doing in your career, keep going. And you're going to see that success is right there for you. Success is on top of you. If you start to feel like really emotionally, you know, drowned in the Scorpio water, just know it's a transit. It's one full moon. It will pass. And then in June, you'll have the Sagittarius full moon. And in May, you have the sun going into Gemini. And you'll definitely be feeling back on track with the sun entering Gemini. Spiritually, it is all about the spiritual, really listening to your intuition, listening to your soul self, listening to your higher self, right? And recognizing that we're all one, that it's about love, it's about light, it's about freedom, truth, wisdom, and that will take you where you want to go. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google+ing my videos. Aquarius, you're rocking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock! And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology, it's very easy. The link is below in the Show More section. It's also up in the cards. So until next time, Aquarius, know thyself.